Hello and welcome to Quad Radio. A great new edition and a great new year. So we've got things up and rolling, and we revisit our Phoenix Honda racing team in Salisbury, North Carolina at the race headquarters, where we catch up with more of the double duty riders, with Grayson Eller being both ATV motocross now and GNCC. And first and foremost, just want to take this opportunity to say welcome out, Grayson. It's good to be back down here in North Carolina. It's pretty nice preseason weather down here. A little wet today, but I imagine it's been pretty cool.
Yeah, it's been all right. I mean, I wish it was a little bit warmer, but weather's been on and off. A lot of rain recently, just motor riding.
Speaking of rain, that was something we were faced with whenever the opening round of GNCC took place there at Big Buck. A lot of rain leading into that one, and we went in pretty perfect conditions. Tell me a little bit about your idea going into that one. I want to talk about that a little bit because that's the freshest thing on our mind, and then we'll back up and bump into what the preseason's been like for you. But you've got one race under your belt already. You captured your first national championship title last year in the GNCC with the College B class. You've stepped up to College A class. So talk a little bit about this one. I mean, I know there was a lot of questions for a lot of folks leading into it about the conditions. And what was your mindset going into the weekend?
Just like everybody else. I mean, the pictures I was seeing that everyone was pulling in their races with the semis, and a couple people had to get pulled in. All the semis were sinking a foot into the ground. I'm like, it's going to be like Ironman last year. It's just going to be flooded. It's just going to be a mess. Great way to start out the year. Just get the fresh bikes completely destroyed. But it honestly turned out perfect. I mean, we were still able to even bike it on Friday, and the bikes weren't even that dirty. So being able to bike it and see that it wasn't going to be that bad just gave me even more confidence that it's going to be even more fun, because I just really didn't want to start it off with the mud because I've been practicing in a lot of mud. But I was a little nervous coming in, new class, faster people, but it was actually a lot of the same people I raced with last year, and it just feels good moving up with the group and moving up in lines. That's the biggest thing. I was just happy to be further up on the starting line because just less people I have to pass throughout the race, and makes the race go even smoother when you ain't got to pass so many people. You feel less tired because you ain't not that many interruptions of your pace and stuff. So there's different pace in College A for sure, but had some bad luck on the first corner. Didn't come off the line as good as I wanted to, and got held up with somebody else, bumper to bumper. We just lost probably 5 seconds, but on the start it put me all the way in the back going in the woods. But 2 hours, didn't really freak out. I was just like, just took a deep breath, and I was like, let's just run the pace. I almost like that I started back because I could ride my own pace instead of having to really like push to keep up and then burn myself out. So I mean, it was a good warm up, but I think I'm ready to push even harder at Florida. But that one's always tough to pace. I always ride that one too hard at the beginning and then can barely even hold on the last 30 minutes. So that might be a race I'm going to take slow at the beginning too. But I'm great, and I'm happy to finally get racing again. This is going to be good. I think I do 3 GNCCs before I race MX, and then it gets really busy racing every weekend. So I'm just trying to dial in the recovery process and try to figure that out. That way I can race the best of my ability.
So where's your focus lying right now? Do you focus on the GNCC training, or you focus on the ATV motocross training, or is it a cross thing for you?
I mean, it's like I train for GNCC, but I ride for MX because it's just kind of weird. Like I go practice, I get tired when I do MX after like 15 minutes. I can't even ride anymore. But I mean, the pace that I'm riding on MX track is so much faster. It almost carries over to GNCC to where like if I can ride that at that pace for that amount of time, I can back it down 20% and ride a very fast pace still for a long amount of time. So it's almost just like being a sprint runner, doing sprints, and then you back down your effort and you're able to jog at somebody else's sprint pace. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's almost like you're indirectly training and riding for each other's sport whenever you're just focusing on the one. So it's almost, I really don't have to specifically focus on either one.
I heard you talking a lot when I first got here. You were talking nutrition, you and Heath Harrison. You were talking a lot about carbs. You were talking a lot about proteins, digestive times to break down, when to eat what. I mean, this is obviously we know nutrition is a science, and a big part of being an athlete, especially a top level athlete like what you're becoming and those that you're competing against. I mean, the game's really changed for you over the last couple of years, it seems like. I mean, you used to be kind of happy-go-lucky, eat what you want, do what you want, and now it's like that national championship in that college B class has just flipped a switch on you.
Yeah, I'm just trying to take it more serious. I mean, I'm trying to put in as much effort as I can possible just to see if this is something I can pursue, being pro. Like, if I'm not gonna put in half effort and just guess. I'm gonna go ahead and do everything I can, get every little bit of performance enhancing that I can, like with dieting, training, riding. I'm gonna pick up as much speed as I can in this little amount of time just to see if I can pursue being pro at GNCC or MX. I'm just really trying to take it serious.
I know I've always known that ATV motocross pro, AMA Pro ATV's been kind of a goal of yours, and you also mentioned XC1 GNCC Pro. I mean, you seem to have gained a passion. You know what? I mean, you came to a GNCC a few years ago. I mean, just to try it, I think, and just to see what it was all like. And I mean, it's almost like it changed everything for you.
Yeah, it's just so much fun. It's something different. I've always been like I guess you could say like a sprint athlete. I did baseball, track, all this short bursty stuff, and I always wanted to do like endurance. Started road biking a lot, and I kind of want to get into a couple road bike races just because it just seems fun. Anything I can race, it just seems pretty fun. You always like to compare yourself to other people, so I just wanted to get in the woods and see how it was, and it was a lot of fun.
Spent some time Club MX this past off season, I guess.
Yeah, I've been at Club for probably 2 months. They have a couple tracks there for us. Me and Joel and Jeffrey, Hayden and Noah sometimes. We'll be down there riding. Had a lot of good riding time during this off season. They have a training facility there for us, and it's a pretty cool place.
What went on this winter?
Just daily grind every day, pretty much. You wake up, train, ride. We try to ride 3-4 times during the week, but it's so hard to schedule because of the rain. We got probably at least 2 to 3 days of rain almost every week. So I mean, at least we didn't have to worry about dust. But it was hard to schedule. Like, you always want to have like a set schedule. It just removes a lot of stress.
So I would think that would have given you a lot of time to focus on the off-track training, and I know that's something that you guys have been kind of big on here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I like to get more riding in, but it's just so hard to ride a lot every day, and then especially with you racing every other weekend, it's almost like you build up your speed and you build up your fitness up into now, and then since I race every weekend in about a month, you can't really get faster unless you're at the race. Just ride with other people during practice, picking lines, because you can't. We come back, it's Monday, and then you're still sore, so you just do a little bit of training throughout the week. Like if you go ride, you You got to make sure you have everything washed from the race before. You got to have everything prepped. Then you got to go travel to the track around here, and it just takes so much time, and then you're not really fully recovered going into the next race. So it's almost, you just practically maintain your speed and fitness that you have coming into the year, and that's what it's pretty hard, because like if you're not where you want to be, you want to try to get faster, but then you're worried about hindering your performance at the race. So it's just trying to find the time for things.
Camaraderie at the racetrack. I know you have a big family of friends at ATV motocross. What's it like at GNCC? You're starting to find a lot of relationships there, friendships and so forth?
Yeah, trying to make some friends. I mean, I talked to a couple people, but just kind of hang myself pretty much. When I start the race, I try to focus on more about why I'm there. Like, I don't want it to seem like I am there to have fun, but I also am there for practically a job. So I like to look at it as a business trip, you know. I mean, as goofy as it sounds, I'm there. I try to stay on schedule, get to bed at the right time. I don't want to do too much extra stuff. Like, I just try and take it serious.
Yeah, you know, and you bring, I mean, and not taking anything away. I mean, I know a lot of the GNCC ATV guys are pretty serious about it, you know, and a lot of them are looking at diet and training, especially the top tier riders, you know, if they're wanting to go to the level that you're wanting to go to. But, I mean, you almost come into it a step ahead. Even though you've never been in off-road, you've got an advantage. I mean, you've got, obviously you know how to ride an ATV. There's no doubt about that, or you wouldn't be on the moto track and racing at the level you race at. So this transition into the woods and everything, I mean, it's got to be pretty nice and pretty easy for you, I would imagine. I mean, just talk a little bit about, I mean, how you, I mean, it came on for you. I mean, obviously you went to the race, but I mean, what was that first experience at a GNCC like for you? I mean, and when did the love for the racing in the woods start for you?
When I first came, is the amount of people there. It's just crazy. You don't, with the MX, there's only a couple big races, and there's just not as many people as you would want there, spectator-wise and racer-wise. And then you go to the GNCC, just the atmosphere is so different, and it's such different energy you get on the line. And I mean, they're both so different, and I love each one, and it's so hard to choose which one I would like to race more. But I mean, it's, when I went to my first one, being on the line, I mean, I was pretty nervous because they come down to the start. I'm lined up with like 40 people instead of only 15, so I'm like, I've got to make a lot less mistakes here. But I learn more every race. I feel like I'm slowly picking some stuff up. I want to practice more in the woods than I get to, because there's a lot of stuff that I come across during the race and I don't know what to do. I just give it gas and hope that the bike does what I expect it to. And I wish I could practice more in the woods. That way I'm more prepared, so I can feel more comfortable. But picking stuff up along the way and just learning more and trying to take it to the next step.
Do you feel under a spotlight? I mean, because when you came in, I mean, Phoenix, being a part of the Phoenix racing team, I mean, there's a lot of eyes on that team the last couple of years. I mean, there's been some big things going on with, I mean, obviously, Chris Borge riding with Phoenix Honda now, and you working out of those pits and so forth. I realize that's, you know, you guys don't necessarily spend a lot of time together, but the time that you have got to spend with Chris, say at the racetrack and things like that, has he been able to impart any knowledge upon you? I mean, have you guys had a chance to get to know each other any?
Yeah, we did some shock testing with each other, and he helped me a lot there. And I ask him questions on setup and line choice sometimes, and I'm hoping that we can spend more time previewing tracks. That way I can like try to picture the track in his point of view and just see how an XC1 guy looks at the track, because I try to watch GoPros of like Walker and other people, and it's hard to interpret what they're thinking when they make their own lines. It's kind of crazy. It's just like how do they know to go there, what make them go there, because the main line didn't seem that bad. So it's just like stuff like that I just want to pick his brain about.
So that's good to have him on the team then, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, really. So I said about the spotlight. Do you feel extra pressure from the spotlight that's on you?
Not really. I mean, I'm on the team.
I guess really
I feel like people are out there trying to beat me because I feel like it means something to beat me, and I understand that, and I like that people I raced with last year, there's probably proving them that they were faster than me last year, and I'm trying to prove that I deserved it and earned it. And I mean, it's not like anyone's talking to me like that. It's just a mindset that's good to have, that competition that you like to imagine there.
Yeah, and results speak for themselves. I mean, plain and simple. I mean, in those 2 hours, regardless of whether you've got Honda support, whether you've got mom and dad support, or whether you're out there on your own dime, I mean, the results are what proves it all.
Yeah. It's really cool just being out there with new people and getting to meet new people. And racing against, you just see so many different techniques of the crossover between the woods. Like I'm learning so much from the guys in my class, let alone not even XC1. Like the people in College A, there's a bunch of fast guys in there, and I'm learning from them.
We'll talk a little bit more about that when we return here on Quad Radio.
Did you know you can save up to 25% and receive free shipping on great AMSOIL products with their preferred customer program? AMSOIL also has special pricing arrangements and free shipping for commercial accounts such as trucking companies, loggers, landscapers, and businesses like yours. Or if you have a business and would like to begin selling AMSOIL products, you could qualify to participate in the AMSOIL retail account program. You could become an independent AMSOIL dealer and build and grow your own profitable businesses. For more information, call John Coffey, your full-service AMSOIL dealer, at 877-694-4763 and leave him a message.
Impact Solutions is your U.S. factory-authorized Elka suspension headquarters. Located in Little Hocking, Ohio, call Impact Solutions today for service, parts, warranty, sales, and technical support. Call 740-989-2026. And be sure and like them on Facebook. Impact Solutions.
So you ready for snowshoe this weekend, Brandon? Oh, yeah. Are you? That's cool. Stop, Billy. It's supposed to be pretty nasty this weekend up on Snowshoe Mountain. Stop it, Billy. I'm pretty pumped. Put the brakes on. DP brakes. Good enough to stop my ATV, his ATV, and hell, it'll even stop a Billy.
Hi, this is Stephanie from JSR Moto Designs. JSR Moto Designs specializes in replacement Nerf bar nets for all makes and models that can be fully customizable to your needs. Our custom apparel can be specifically designed for your race team. We can help make what you wear personal on and off the track, including embroidered or printed hoodies, jackets, t-shirts, hats, jersey lettering, butt patches, and more. Check us out at jsrmotodesigns.com or find us on Facebook and Instagram.
Hi, this is Joel Jansen from Jansen Motorsports. We've been building quads for over 25 years, and now we have stepped up our engine program to a whole new level with 5-axis CNC heads available. Please contact us for details at 920-766-3411. Thank you very much.
Welcome back to Quad Radio at the Phoenix Honda Racing headquarters in Salisbury, North Carolina, speaking with ATVMX star and also GNCC star now, as he makes his way into the College A class of that, and Pro-Am racing of ATV motocross. We focused a lot on the on the GNCC side of things. Let's talk a little bit about motocross and then talk about a few other things. But I guess GNCC is so fresh, obviously, because the season's already started for it. And there is a lot of hype to that, and obviously that's a good thing. But there's a lot of hype coming also for the ATV motocross side of things. Now, I know that the first round of moto doesn't start until we go to Texas, if I'm not mistaken, but the actual first round for like pros and so forth is on, I guess that would be the Daytona ATV Supercross. Do you get to participate in that in any way, shape, or form?
Nope, it's only for the main pro class for ATV motocross.
And there's been some big changes in the ATV motocross racing world this past year. I know in years past, the progression pattern was pro sport to pro-am to pro. You could race pro-am and pro sport, or you could race an A class in pro sport, and you could race, depending on your status in the pro class, you could race pro and pro-am. Now it's changed quite a bit in the off season. Tell me what the new structure is going to be like, because that's the one that you're getting ready to graduate through, it looks like.
Yeah, they just pretty much changed the names of classes just for the hybrid rule. That way pros can race the main pro class, and then they got the stock pro class, and now you have open pro, which is for hybrids. And now they just changed the name for all the pros in the top 10 can also race open pro if they want to. They changed the name from pro-am to that, and then they changed the name from pro sport to pro-am. So I'll be the pro-am and open pro, which is just practically one step below pro.
That's awesome. That is awesome. I think that opens up a lot of opportunities, a little extra riding time, a little more excitement, I think. And the pro stock class is also still going to be available for riders as well, right? You mentioned hybrids. You're riding on a Honda. What do you mean a hybrid? And I think that's something that people ought to know what the folks are doing here at Phoenix Honda. One thing is, Joel is at quite a bit of a disadvantage, and I'd say probably Chris is too, because I don't think they run hybrids in the GNCC either, do they? So Joel and Chris is kind of an exception to this rule. They're running stock equipment, basically equipment, technology from 2004, 16-year-old technology that they're racing out there. Obviously, we've got, they've been able to advance it and this, that, and the other. But I mean, those are the types of technology that they're using and building those machines. But what you have been able to do, not being under that production rule as an amateur, you guys have actually been able to take the Honda motor that is currently available in a 450 and put it on a quad and make just minor modifications to make that thing fit. And I mean, wow.
Yeah, it's nice to ride. It's just, we did it, it's just cost efficient. There's minimal motor work that has to go into it. I mean, you can build them to the moon if you want, but I mean, there's no reason to. That's just why we did it, because maintenance is easier. You just buy a dirt bike, take the motor out, put it in the quad, run it. Then when you're done with it, put it back in the dirt bike and sell the dirt bike. It's a lot easier than trying to find brand new TRXs and deal with all that. And it's just more convenient. But I mean, they talk about advantage, disadvantage. I mean, people talk about whatever they want to talk about. There's just so much hype around this, it don't matter. You can have a quad that has 87 horsepower on it if you want. Someone's always riding it. Like, if it could be a TRX with 60, or it could be a hybrid with 60. Someone's riding it. They make it go that fast. Right. No matter what motor's in it. Someone has to ride it. Right.
Yeah. So you're saying motor isn't everything. It's the rider, especially in these disciplines, I think.
Yeah. I mean, like, That's what people's arguing about. I don't understand why. And then they talk, it's just too much. It's just too much.
I mean, it only makes sense. I mean, and I'm going out on a limb here, but I mean, it only makes sense to me that minor modifications like that, I mean, why not be allowed to do it, is my opinion of it from an outside source. You know, I'm not involved in it. I realize that probably people, particularly in blue, that ride probably think a little bit differently than that. But I mean, basically, if Honda does start manufacturing four-wheelers again, it's going to be exactly what you guys have developed here, I think.
Pretty much. I don't know.
Yeah, and I know that you know, and nobody else knows, and you know, everybody's always asking the question: is Honda going to make another four-wheeler? Probably not, right?
I mean, people still buy TRXs, so I mean.
Yeah, I mean, they have what they have, right? And they may someday. I mean, who knows? I mean, you don't know. You're not in that loop, and who knows what direction. But the important thing is that Honda is there. They want that brand recognition. They want you guys out there riding red. And that's what it boils down to. So I'm off my soapbox right now, but yeah, we don't know if Honda's going to make another quad or not, but they like that presence out there, and they afford you guys the opportunity and the luxury to be able to do that. That's really cool. So where do you see things going? What about you personally? Where are you going with all this, man? I mean, you've been racing. I've known you since you were just a little dude, man. I mean, one of my first memories of you're probably 9-10 years old, if you were that old. You crashed at Muddy Creek and broke a leg, and for some reason that's when I keyed in on you and watched your progression through this whole thing. But I mean, obviously you had dreams as a little kid. Where are your dreams now? How old are you now? 18, 19, 20? 20 years old.
Yep.
So at 20 years old versus 12 years ago or whatever it may have been, where's the dream lie? What's the direction we're headed?
Just to see if I have it. That's why I'm just trying to take it so serious, because I don't know what I want to do in life. I'm at that point, you know, you go to school, trying to figure out majors, what do you want to do? And it's like, I just don't want to pursue this for the next 7 years or something like that, and just be wasting my time with, like, I can get a career started or something, because just don't want to waste my time, pretty much. I want to establish my skill and see if I have what it takes, and if not, I'm just going to move on.
And you've got a lot of opportunities, I'm sure, to move on outside of other things, but do you see yourself moving on in the racing industry? Do you feel that much passion for racing, that it's something that, kind of like what your dad, I mean, you're in a unique position. I mean, you really are. I mean, your dad is an avid moto fan, whether it be 2 or 4 wheels. I mean, he comes from the 2-wheel side of things, and he supports. I mean, that's what gave birth to all this anyway, was your passion for racing and his passion for racing. And the beauty of it is all be able to come together like it is. Do you see yourself in staying in the racing industry, maybe continuing the Phoenix racing team in the future, or you see yourself going off into the construction world?
That's why I have no idea what I want to do. That's the thing. That's why I'm just so worried about wasting time, not wasting time, because I have literally no idea what I want to do with my life. That's what sucks. Like, that's why I like to focus on one thing, give it all I got, and then move on. So I don't want to have anything in the back of my mind, like, if I'm doing this, am I gonna try to make this work too, and go to college? I tried. It's hard. It's hard to balance the two, but I'm just like to focus on one thing and give it all 100%, no matter what it is. Racing, school, job, whatever it is, I always give it.
And you excel, I'm sure, at everything you do, right?
Try to.
Sometimes we hit walls, I'm sure, and bumps in the road, but no, that's great. That's good to know. And looking forward to what the season holds for you. What do you want out of this season? I mean, realistic expectations. What do you think 2020 holds for you?
Realistic, I mean, top 5 in College A. I mean, there's competition in every single class, no matter what you race. So, I mean, you you always go into every race wanting to win, but I mean, I feel like I should be top 5 no matter what with the effort and my speed. I should be top 5, and I'm gonna give it all I got to be on the podium and try to win. And my biggest goal overall for GNCC is gonna be top 30 overall. And I got 28th at the first race, and that was me starting line 6, so I'm hoping that I can carry this on and just try to get top 30 every race, and that'd be the main goal for me in GNCC. And however I finish in the class with everyone else is just how I finish. And for MX, I really have no idea. It's just like something I gotta wait and see. You don't know who's riding what class.
Yeah, that one's still kind of up in the air, isn't it?
You can't really say, like, I want to get top 3 in Open Pro, but then 4 of the top 10 pros run it, and I'm like, it's just so
You're
hard.
number 5 all of a sudden.
Yeah. It's so hard to know where I'm going to be at, but I know where I was last year with people I raced against, so I'm just going to try to gauge off that. Go ride hard.
Well, yeah, okay. Well, let's talk a little. You're familiar with the competition. You know who's riding the College A class. Who's your competition out there? Have you recognized who it is yet?
Yeah, there's a lot of fast guys out there, but I've been talking to Trey Warner. I think he just moved up into the 450 class, and in the College A, he's been riding with Hunter Hart. He's very fast, and he's gonna be in the front a lot this year, and so is Dalton Keys. He's who I raced College B with all last year. Me and him battled a bunch, and it's gonna seem like it's gonna be like that again all year, which I'm pretty excited. And those are 2 of the fast guys that I've recognized really fast, really quickly this year. So I'm gonna be my spotlight's on them and watching them all year.
So who beat you this week? Who ended up getting?
Dalton and Trey were both ahead of me the last lap, but I think Trey ended up having a problem, and he got either stuck or something. So I was able to get around him.
So this looks like it could be a good 3-way shootout in the College A class.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I've yet to honestly have a race in GNCC where, like, I'm latched onto somebody the whole race, or we're battling the whole race. Like, it's usually someone breaks away and you're trying to pace yourself to catch up, or you're just riding. I'm always find myself by myself, and it's just, I just want to get up there with those 2 and all 3 of us battle the whole race. That would be just crazy. I just want to see what it's like to, like, just battle for 2 hours.
Well, be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Well, Grayson, it's been great talking to you today, buddy. Anything else that you might want to say that I haven't talked about today?
You covered it all. I just want to thank everyone underneath the tent that's putting this together this year. Parts Unlimited, Phoenix Honda, everybody. It takes a lot of effort to get this all under control between Supercross, Arena Cross, Motocross, GNCC, everything. It's just the amount of effort that goes around this place is insane, and I'd like to thank everyone that puts it together.
It's Grayson Eller. This is Quad Radio. Sweet.